Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
It's a pretty exciting thing in women's history to know that there was a professional women's baseball league.
The Rockford Peaches set out to the field and get ready for some friendly competition.
It was a fiesta on State Street celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Organizers say its goal is to bring attention to local and diverse small business owners in the area.
And there's been debate on Capitol Hill regarding President Biden's latest spending plans, how Democrats and Republicans plan to compromise. Good evening, I'm Alexis Carpello.
And I'm Michele. Rave.
That warm weather Candice just told you about made it a great day to get outside and play some ball.
Baseball, to be exact. The Rockford Peaches took on a tough competitor today. With COVID restrictions loosening, players tell me they were excited to go out and hit some runs.
It would have been easy for us to just sort of, fade away, but we didn't want that to happen. So this is our first time playing, since the pandemic hit us.
Rebecca Tulloch is the team captain for the Rockford Peaches. She says after a year of no baseball, she was ready to play at Midway Village.
They got to play everything from softball all the way to baseball during their time. And during World War II, they were actually very, very popular. So they were blazing a trail, absolutely, for women in sports.
The Peaches were the hometown team. Like, everyone felt that they owned part of the team. And so it was a great support for the community. The Peaches lived in the community. Many of them stayed in the community after their baseball careers were over. And so it really became part of the backbone of our community.
Midway Village educator Caitlin Treese says the Peaches paved the way for women in sports.
And then, of course, in the 90s, we had a League of Their Own come out, and that brought it back to, little girls my age. And that's one of the movies I remember seeing in the theater. And so it has a huge legacy for women in sports. And we all remember, there's no crying in baseball.
Both Tulloch and Treese say the Peaches built a legacy.
It has a huge impact on how women feel about the ability to really make a change in how people perceived women in professional sports.
And if you're interested in becoming a Peach, now you have a chance. You can find more information about that on mystateline.com.
Getting in touch and learning more about nature just got a little easier. The Rock River Valley City Nature Challenge asked for residents to get outside and take pictures. Cedarson Dells Nature Center helped organize the event locally. First, you'll have to download the app called iNaturalist, then get to snapping photos of birds, plants, any form of nature in your neighborhood. There's even a scavenger hunt on the app. A local teacher started doing this with her students. She says it's an easy way to help them learn.
They're pointing stuff out there. They're noticing different bird sounds and different animals and trees. It's kind of nice to see that instead of being in front of a computer all this time. We've been doing that for over a year,
We put a link to learn more about the challenge in this article at mystateline.com.
Cinco de Mayo is just a few days away, but it's never too early to celebrate. It was a fiesta at the Don Carter Lanes parking lot. Massa hosted the event. Residents were able to enjoy some typical food while strolling past vendors. Organizers say the party helps local nonprofits and promote the diverse small business owners in the area.
They're all ethnic, they all fit with the Cinco de Mayo festivities. A lot of them are Latino organizations or businesses. So it's a way for us to raise funds, it's a way to have fun, for everybody to support these local businesses, these local taco trucks.
Salgado says Tamale Fest is coming up in a few months. It will be the 5th anniversary, so they're planning an even bigger celebration.
Local health experts say monitoring your cholesterol is one way to living a healthy life. Some risk factors include poor diet, smoking, lack of exercise, and others can lead to high cholesterol. Doctors say the best way to treat it is by changing those. Try adding more fruit and vegetables into your diet and less red meat and processed foods. A local family practice physician at OSF says incorporating exercise is key.
Try and be active. I know, especially with COVID right now, people have not been able to get up and do as much, but that's okay. At least while you're at home, even if you take time to break up your daily routine, get up, even just walk around your house, even for 10 minutes at a time in different intervals throughout the day, that'll give you some type of movement to help. What they typically recommend is at least if you do 120 minutes within the week of some type of cardiac or aerobic type of activity, that helps.
Doctors say high cholesterol has no symptoms. Consult your physician if you want to find out if you're at risk.
Illinois health officials confirm over 1,800 cases of COVID-19 today, as well as 27 more people dying from the virus. That includes a male from Winnebago County. He was in his 80s. The rolling statewide positivity sits at 4.1%. Yesterday, over 44,000 vaccine doses were given in Illinois, bringing the state's total well over 9.3 million. Region 1's positivity rate dropped slightly from yesterday, now sitting at 5.2%. Here's a look at the county's rates. Winnebago now sitting at 6.7%. Boone County, the highest, under 7%. Lee County, the lowest, at 1.3%.
Republicans and Democrats remain divided on almost everything regarding President Biden's spending plans.
How the parties plan to come to a compromise to help and get something done.
Not quite record warmth for us this afternoon, but our temperatures once again made it into the 80s. Find out if we can make it a third day in a row and when the storms move in. That is all coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Alexis, Carpello, David Greenberg, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Republicans across the board are railing against President Biden's two latest multi-trillion-dollar spending plans, calling it a big government cradle-to-grave approach.
Despite this, Democrats are standing behind the president and insist his big investments are the only way to uplift the country's middle class. DC's Raquel Martin has more as she's keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Well, debate over President Biden's multi-trillion-dollar spending plans is definitely heating up on Capitol Hill. Democrats and Republicans remain split on just about everything outside of basic infrastructure spending. But both sides say they're willing to stick it out to strike a compromise. Republicans are slamming President Biden's agenda after hearing his pitch for two massive spending plans.
Staggering amount of spending, like someone with a new credit card.
On ABC's This Week, Wyoming Senator John Barrasso said the president should stick with traditional infrastructure because the country can't afford things like free child care and community college.
Trillions and trillions of dollars of reckless spending.
On NBC's Meet the Press, Ohio Senator Rob Portman warned the Biden administration's push to raise taxes on corporations and the wealthy will backfire.
You're going to hurt workers.
Portman says there's room for negotiation on basic infrastructure.
If the White House is willing to work with us, this is a deal we can do.
And says instead of raising taxes, there should be increased fees on electric vehicles.
I'm a hybrid driver myself. My hybrid truck should pay something to use, roads and bridges.
The plans are extremely important and necessary.
But Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen defends the administration's spending and tax proposals, calling them investments for the working class.
There will be a big return. I expect productivity to rise.
What's really important is that we act now.
Cecilia Rouse, top economic advisor with the Biden administration on Fox News Sunday, would not say if the president is willing to break up the bills in order to strike a deal.
He's open to many ideas, but he believes fundamentally we need to be making these kinds of investments in our country.
Right now, bipartisan negotiations over an infrastructure plan are ongoing on Capitol Hill. Today, Senator Rob Portman says he does believe there is a path forward. The Republican plan, though, is just a fraction of what Democrats are asking for. For now in Washington, Raquel Martin, back to you.
David Greenberg will be in later with sports.
The first local golf tournament of the season teed off this weekend. David has highlights from today's final round.
Plus, what a gorgeous day in the state line, but we are in need of some rain. Candice will let you know if you'll need your umbrella before heading out this week. You're watching Eyewitness News at 5.
Now Now, your first warm weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Well, it's another warm and windy afternoon. Temperatures today made it back into the 80s. Thankfully, our winds not as strong as what they were yesterday, but we still have had some winds gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine to start us off with here early on. We've had some cumulus clouds develop here over the last couple of hours, and those will keep our skies partly cloudy as we go through the remainder of this evening. Now, yesterday we tied a record high, 88 degrees. Today we made it up to 86. 88 our record high for today. That set back in 1959. So just a stone's throw away again from reaching that record. Now temperatures tomorrow will be warm, but because we see more cloud cover, likely won't hit that 80-degree mark tomorrow afternoon. 85 our temperature in Rockford, 82 in Freeport-Dixon, 83 in Rochelle, 86 this last hour for our weather watcher Jim in Rockford, and 83 degrees right now for Ken in Belvedere. You might have noticed it's felt a little bit more muggy. That's because our dew point temperatures have gone up. We're sitting in the 50s here. Tomorrow that dew point number climbs likely into the 60s. So it'll probably feel a little bit more muggy for the afternoon tomorrow. Sustained winds coming in at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting 25 to even 30. These wind speeds will come down a bit here as we go through this evening. Notice that wind direction still from the southwest. And we hang on to that southerly wind through the night tonight. So that'll once again keep our temperatures in the 60s for the overnight. We've got showers, thunderstorms forming along a stationary boundary up to the north. That boundary stays to our north during the overnight hours. Now, because we've had some of those cumulus clouds pop up, you might see them grow a little more in height. If they do, could lead to an isolated shower through about 8, 9 o'clock this evening. Other than that, we are expected to stay dry through much of the night and even going into tomorrow morning. You see a lot of that thunderstorm activity staying up to the north during the overnight. But again, as we get through this evening, you might have an isolated shower, maybe a clap of thunder or two. Very isolated with that. A lot of the storm activity heading into the overnight tonight and into tomorrow, staying up to the north along that stationary boundary. But watch what happens as we get in towards the afternoon, late afternoon. Here's that area of low pressure. This will be followed by a cold front that'll move in about 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. As it does, the chance for showers and thunderstorms will increase towards the evening and then stay with us through about 10 o'clock tomorrow night. It is possible that we could get some stronger thunderstorms with this line as it moves in. Our greatest window would be roughly from about 5 to 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. So make sure you're paying attention really to the weather leading up to tomorrow evening. As that cold front passes, things will begin to dry out. We do keep the cloud cover. We get a little cooler air working in for Tuesday, and this will bring our temperatures down into the 60s for Tuesday afternoon. As far as rainfall amounts are concerned, with any thunderstorms, we're looking at roughly about a ½ an inch, maybe up to an inch, a little bit more to the northwest of us. Now, I mentioned that severe risk. We do have a marginal risk for northern Illinois going through the afternoon and evening tomorrow. Wind, hail, likely along with some heavy rainfall. Isolated tornado can't be ruled out. That would be closer to that area of low pressure. But again, cloud cover early on could limit a little bit of instability, but that threat is going to be there. Temperatures then will stay in the 60s here as we head throughout the rest of the week.
All right, thanks, Candice. David Greenberg is next with sports.
Both the Bears and Packers rounded out their rosters after yesterday's NFL draft. A full breakdown and both teams' reactions after the break.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
The NFL draft concluded yesterday, and the Chicago Bears made a splash in the trade market, moving up to get 2 of their top targets in quarterback Justin Fields and offensive lineman Tevin Jenkins. They rounded out the draft with 5 additional players in yesterday's final day. In total, the picks are majority offense. No surprise there, as the Bears have overwhelmingly underperformed in the last 2 seasons on that side of the ball. However, they did take 2 defensive players with their final 2 picks. Bears fans seem happy with the team's picks, but what does general manager Ryan Pace think of his performance?
Just really proud of our whole group. You know, really how connected we are. It starts with Matt and I sharing the same vision and all of us being connected and then attacking this together.
The excitement now turns to just a lot of focus and shift to us as coaches and these guys as players to now make it happen, make it work.
You'd assume things would be all sunshine and rose petals for the Packers after being a year removed from hosting an NFC Championship game, but that was not the case this weekend as the Aaron Rodgers saga overshadowed all the Packers storylines with the draft. The biggest question is, will Aaron Rodgers be a Packer in the coming days? By training camp? By the end of next season? Yesterday, the Cubs edged the Reds 3-2, and late in the game, the benches cleared after Amir Garrett had some choice words for the Cubs. With those same emotions roll over into today's game. Let's take a look. 2-2 game here in the third inning until Chris Bryant smacks this one to left field. That gets out in a hurry. That's Bryant's second RBI of the game. To the fifth inning now. Bryant up again with a 2-0 count, and again he sends this one to deep left. That's his second home run of the game. In the seventh, Cubs down 3. Javi Baez cuts that to one on a deep drive to center field. There was no shortage of offense in this game. In the eighth, Ian Happ with the Cubs trailing by 3, but not for long. He ties the game up at 12-all. Happ was later carted off the field with a scary injury. The Cubs lose in extra innings, though, 13-12. As the sunshine returns, so do our local golf tournaments. The season kicked off this weekend over at Prairie View Golf Club with the final round of the Gold Medal Classic. On the front nine, it looked like Connor Hurd was going to take the cake, making putts like these. And two-time champ Brian Silvers had a slew of birdies come his way, like this one here on the 14th that helped him get just a shot off the lead. But what a finish this turned out to be with your champion Robert Doffelmeyer, who came back from a 5-stroke deficit after yesterday to shoot a 1-over round of 73 and secure the win.
It feels pretty good. I played a lot better today. After yesterday, it was a struggle. I know I had my mom on the bag for the back 9, and the swing felt good, which was surprising because of how windy it was. And putting was maybe a little bit of a struggle, but luckily I hit the ball well enough that didn't really matter.
That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Morning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Showers and thunderstorms along a stationary boundary to the north. Most of us going to stay dry here as we go through this evening, although can't rule out an isolated shower popping up just before about 9-10 o'clock. Better chance for some thunderstorms tomorrow evening, some of which could be on the strong to severe side. Cooler through the end of the week.
Thanks for making us your home team.
Have a good night.